Just make a decision, or create a pros and cons list, or set a deadline for yourself. If you've tried any of this advice and you still feel stuck in analysis paralysis, it's not because you failed. It's because the advice fundamentally misunderstands what is occurring in your brain. Today, I'm exposing 3 myths that are keeping you trapped in overthinking. I'm doing this because I do not want you to get trapped into thinking you're ambitious but lazy. Hey there, it's Lana. And in my previous videos, we explored why analysis paralysis happens to smart entrepreneurial women, and I gave you my 5-minute brain rewiring technique. Rewiring. It's hard to say that. If you haven't watched those yet, go back after this video and get caught up. All right, so let's continue. Today, I'm calling out the myths that keep smart women stuck in limbo. And I don't care if I ruffle some feathers, because I've seen far too many smart women beat themselves up for not being able to just decide when actually they were only just following partially correct advice. Myth number 1 is that analysis paralysis is just a form of laziness. Yeah, that analysis paralysis is simply just procrastination or you being lazy. You know, you're ambitious, but you're lazy. Analysis paralysis is a neural pattern that you develop to protect yourself. It's something your brain develops to protect you. For many women, especially those who were brought up in environments where mistakes were harshly criticized, or they felt responsible for other people's feelings, they learned that it was safer for them to avoid criticism and mistakes. So they learned that it was good to be very, very careful. The brain learned that careful analysis kept them safe from criticism and conflict. When my client Lucia came to me, she hadn't published a blog post in over a year, and many of her paid offers never saw the light of day. She never felt what she created was good enough. That wasn't laziness. That was a protective pattern that her brain developed to protect her. Her neural pathways were literally wired to avoid the perceived danger of criticism. Myth number 2. You need more information to make a good decision. This is one of the biggest traps. They've read the books. They've taken the courses. They're not lacking information. Most women I work with are already drowning in information. More information actually makes analysis paralysis worse because it activates what scientists call choice overload. My client Kelly shared with me that she just didn't really understand what was going on in her relationship. She felt hurt, she felt disrespected, she felt mistreated, but she really couldn't articulate what it was exactly. And she was having a hard time seeing, like, in the behavior, putting words or definitions to the relationship behavior that was happening. She didn't need more information. What she needed was clarity on what she already knew deep down, but just couldn't yet articulate. And the last myth, myth number 3, logic is the way to make the best decision. Our culture worships logic, especially in business. But neuroscience actually tells us that decisions are emotional processes. People with damage to the emotional centers of their brains have a hard time making decisions at all, even if they are extremely logical. If you're building a business while working a 9-to-5 job, you might think that you don't have time to fix a bunch of mistakes. But actually, quick decisions with rapid adjustments is far more effective than perfect planning. But if you're already an entrepreneur and you're stuck in a self-sabotaging pattern and your business has become an inexpensive hobby, you might think that you need more information just so that you can be careful and you could feel more confident. You're thinking, if I research more, I'll feel more confident and I won't waste any more money. But as my client Lucia discovered, confidence comes from action, not preparation. After we worked together, she went from creating once a year to weekly and enjoying it. And if you're dealing with relationship dynamics like I was that undermine your confidence, you might be thinking, I need to make a decision that makes everyone happy. But as my client Kelly learned, pleasing everyone guarantees you'll please no one, especially yourself. Now that you understand these myths, you can see why conventional advice alone often fails. You don't need more information, more time, or more logical analysis. You need neural rewiring, intuitive reconnection, and permission to disappoint others. In the next video, I'm going to show you a system for going down the path of eliminating analysis paralysis. I'll share a 4-point framework that I use with clients like Gabriella, who went from feeling overwhelmed by limiting beliefs to trusting in themselves and having confidence. If you're ready to become that decisive, action taking entrepreneur that you know you already are, click over the video 4 and let's get started. Oh, but don't forget to take the quick quiz, just even if you know that you're bomb.com. I want to see if these questions throw you, and come back in the comments and tell me what your result was. Because I designed this especially for people like you and I that kind of get stuck in analysis paralysis. We know that we want to get things done. We know when we hesitate and we don't get things done. Well, this quiz is going to give you some ahas, and it's also going to provide a series, this 14-day e-course series delivered every other day, that's going to provide actionable insight and tips in under 5 minutes a day. So make sure you come back and you let me know how that quiz went for you, what your result was, and what ahas you're getting from it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.